Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. How are you doing today? This is Patty Bennett. I am so happy that you have joined me today. I am very excited. I'm always excited, but I'm very excited to show you how to make these beautiful cards today. We are going to be talking about the Expressions in Ink designer paper and the Flower Market die. I'm going to show you those products and how I made these cards. So welcome, welcome. If you are joining me live, then it is July 9th, and you may be joining the Facebook Live. That's fabulous. Welcome. Say hello if you're joining me live. If you're watching this on a replay on my blog or on Facebook or on YouTube, that is fabulous as well. So, hey, I see lots of people jumping on. Hello, everyone. Welcome. These cards are so pretty. Let me just hold them up close while you all are joining. Aren't they pretty? And here's the great news is they are so easy to make. Yeah, that is always good, right? When you can get a wow, but they're easy. I love that, right? Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome if you're joining in. We are going to be talking about these beautiful cards featuring the Expressions in Ink paper today. So I think we're about at the top of the hour. So let me just reintroduce myself if you're just jumping in. This is Patty Bennett. I blog at pattystamps.com. I am a Stampin Up demonstrator, and I have been a demonstrator for 26 years. We are going to be talking about this beautiful Expressions in Ink paper, which is featured on the cover of the most recent annual catalog from Stampin Up. So if you are unfamiliar with our products or the catalog or my blog, I would encourage you to jump over here when we're done to pattystamps.com, check everything out. These cards will be on my blog on July 10th, which is tomorrow, Saturday, if you're watching this live. Today, you will find more Expressions in Ink cards on my blog. I have these. Actually, these were yesterday. That's right. These were yesterday. They got a lot of comments. They also feature the Expressions in Ink paper. So as soon as I saw that this paper, which has been back ordered for forever and a half, it was back in stock this week, I quickly rearranged my schedule and I added in the projects that I had made featuring this paper. So this is just a sampling. This paper actually comes in 12 by 12. And here's the crazy part. So if you are watching live, like I said, on July 9th, this paper came back in stock, I believe it was 2 days ago. And it had been out of stock for almost 2 months, I think. It's so popular. I mean, that's what happens when Stampin' Up! Puts it on the cover of the catalog, right? Here, it's on page 131. You can see it here in the catalog. And I checked this morning, and guess what? It's already on low inventory again. I mean, this must just be so challenging for Stampin' Up! To keep up with demand. I'm happy that this paper is super popular. I mean, that's wonderful, but it is frustrating when we all want to buy more. Here's just a little spread here. It does come 12 by 12. And the reason I wanted to show you is because usually we're used to seeing like this whole sheet like this filled with a print, but some of these sheets are a little different where you will find sort of a path or a swatch of design going through the middle or maybe on, let's see, there's one here where it's in the middle and on the ends. So the idea with this is that you would probably cut it down the center this way and cut it this way into thirds, and you would have this area where you have a partial design. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but there's just kind of this difference in this new way to do this paper rather than just this all over design. So I wanted to show you that. And if you're thinking, well, why in the world did she show us those turtle cards? So let me show you what I did. I actually grabbed some of the green patterns. There are several. I stamped my cute little turtles right on the paper, and then I used the punch to punch them out or to cut them. So if you're thinking, I don't know what she's talking about here, that's what I'm talking about. So can you kind of see that these turtles look like these green paper patterns? So that's what it was. And if you missed them, pattystamps.com on July 7th, 7/7. That's easy to, was it yesterday? The 8th. Sorry, I think it was the 8th. Anyway, I'm sorry. Sometimes when I have to rearrange all these dates because things come in and out of stock, I kind of forget what day I repurposed the blog post. But anyway, we are going to be talking mostly about these cards today. Oh my goodness, I just saw we have someone from Scotland. Hi, Karen. That's amazing. That is really cool. And New Jersey and California and UK, Illinois, Oregon, Canada, Manitoba, Canada. Hello, everybody. How fun. Thank you for joining me. So today, our focus will be on how to make these with the Flower Market die. So it's just one die. This is how it looks. And we are going to be using this. If you missed it in the catalog, you would not be alone. Let me show you. It's on page 163. It's right here. And it's not actually part of a bundle, even though it's new. You can see it's new because it has the little red N. Stampin' Up! Just put it on, let's look at here, on page 63. And it's like you don't really even notice it unless you're really looking for it. So it says Flower Market Die. It's featured on this project and it's shown back here. And this is what it looks like. It's a card front size. And I think it's like one of those golden nugget, hidden gem, wonderful, fabulous items in the catalog. So there it is. And I have used it to overlay some of the different patterns in the Expressions in Ink paper. So here's what you get. Oh, Marlene says she did miss it. Yes. Oh, and you just placed an order. Well, put it on your list for next time. So you can see here, it's die cut with white cardstock. This is actually just the regular basic white. You can do it with thick or with regular, doesn't matter. But I just want to show you, look how magical this is when you place one of these beautiful Expressions in Ink papers behind it. And you can do this with any paper, but I especially loved it with the Expressions in Ink. Look how gorgeous. Look at that. I mean, it almost looks like you purposefully colored those flowers and you didn't do any work at all. You just cut a piece of paper. How amazing, right? I just think that is so pretty. Oh gosh, let's see. Just even in green or a solid color, right? It's just stunning. I think this is such a fun technique that allows you to do some quick cards with really a wow. I'm not sure about the stripes. Yeah, I don't think I would do the stripes. But all of these other patterns I think are just gorgeous. And I wanted to point out what I tried on these, and I think it actually kind of turned out really fun, was I took my half sheet of white cardstock. In this case, this is the thick basic white. I scored it at the halfway mark. Can you kind of see? And I'm sure the score mark is hard to see, but I scored it so that I would know exactly where to put the die. And this die, so if I just showed you, like if I cut right there, it does not cut the perimeter. It only cuts the holes. So when I placed it on here and I ran it through my die cutting machine, it's only going to cut those flowers and leaves out, does not cut a perimeter. So what that allowed me to do was to die cut the front of my card. So let me show you, I'm going to show you this one first. So I just die cut the front of the card. Here's the back of the card. I put the designer paper behind it, and then you get to see this beautiful pattern on the inside. So that's one way to do this. The other way would be if you just die cut a panel, you have your Whisper White card, and you take your layer, whichever layer you decide on, or your pattern, and then you sandwich it in between on the front. So that's the other way you could do this. So either way will work. And I kind of found this sort of a happy accident. So same idea. I just die cut the front panel. I put the pink paper behind, but I left that whole piece inside so that your pattern would spill a little bit into this side. And I thought that was really pretty. Isn't that different? I think, did I do the same thing here? Let's look at this one. Oh, no, just a panel. So this one, I used some of the flowers that are in the designer paper. I just used my paper snips, cut them out, and added them to the front so that we had this whole kind of a pale papaya look going on. This one, I added butterflies, and I'll show you those in just a second. Same idea here where I added butterflies. So I thought that was just a really pretty way to just dress these up. I love all of the gold that's in this paper, so just kind of picking up and letting that sparkle and shine and just sort of be a showcase of these cards. I love the gold. Yeah, I do. Margene, I do too. She says she likes the whole piece inside. Yes. Donna, that's an interesting concept. She said, this is a good use for DSP that you don't really like. So there's an interesting thought. If you had some designer paper, you'd already used up your favorites out of the pack, and then you were like, not really sure about that one, you could definitely overlay this on top. It would sort of tone it down, but you would still get that really interesting look through it. So I love that idea. Thanks, Donna. Great idea. Hi, Holly. Hi, everybody. Oh, thanks for watching live. I appreciate you. So if you're just jumping on, we'll just really quickly say that there were two different ways to do this. You can cut your base card. You can layer your piece of designer paper, and you can see that I've just cut it down barely less than the card front. And then you can layer this on top, or you can cut your base card and go ahead and die cut the die right into the front of the card, and then take your designer paper and adhere it to the back so that inside you are going to see the back side of the pattern. So those were the two different ways that I did it. I do want to show you how I layered this on here, because I know people have different ways of their favorite ways to adhere. I personally liked liquid glue for this, and so let's just do that. And I would suggest that you grab your silicone mat, or this is just a little money saving tip. I was just opening up the new packaging of my new dies and embossing folders from the holiday catalog pre-order, and I have all these extra plastic bags. So rather than recycling them, I usually just put one of these down and I use it once or twice. If it's all sticky, then I recycle it. But just for the video, you can see it's very reflective and it's a little distracting, so I'm going to use my silicone mat. But it's just something that you might want to think about if you have extra packaging that you don't want to just toss or recycle, you can just use it one extra time that way. I think I'm going to do it this way. I'm not really sure why. It doesn't make a difference. So there is my piece of Expressions in Ink paper. And then I had thought, what about using the mini dimensionals under a bunch of spots and raising this up? But what I found was that when this is raised and you have kind of that shadow going on, you really don't see. Let me see if I can. So if you hold it, see, a little bit away, it gives too much shadow and you're not really seeing all the vibrant colors. So if you just adhere it directly down, I felt like you were seeing more of the colors going on, and I just personally liked that better. So what I'm going to do is just little dots here and there, and those dots might have actually been too much. You just barely want to tap in a few places. I don't know. What do you think? Could you see that well enough on the video? It might be hard to see, but my point was that that shadow, I didn't really care for the way that it was casting sort of, you know, shadows onto my colored piece there. I really liked it just directly on. So then I'm just going to put that on top and press. Seal this back up. By the way, if you don't keep your glue this way, here's a tip for you. I sort of like to collect little containers. This was actually, I think it's supposed to be a shot glass that I just got in Maui when we were on our incentive trip, and I keep it on my desk and I keep my glue like that, and that way the glue is always down at the tip. All right, so there we go, and it's done, and it's adhered, and you just have this beautiful colored background without very much work. Oh, great. Okay, yeah, you can see the difference. Yeah, good. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Oh, Susan is asking, am I going to do a reveal of the new products in the holiday catalog? Yes, I will at some point. I just don't like to do it too early because we still have several weeks of July left, and I like to showcase the products that are available to customers now. So I will, but in time, not quite yet. So let's look at how I did these butterflies, just in case you want info on making those. So here we have some that are die cut, and I used a piece that looks like this, and I also used the Stampin' Up! Adhesive sheets. So they are 6 by 12 inches in the package. You don't have to use the whole piece. You can use as much or as little as you like. So what I am going to do here is cut just sort of a strip. And then I'll show you what I did to achieve these butterflies. I am going to put my adhesive right down here on the back so that I can die cut butterflies with that part. So you just peel off and then stick on. Sometimes those all come off together. Sometimes they come off separately. Doesn't really matter. So that's on the back. So that adhesive is on the back. You don't need this anymore. I do like to take my bone folder and burnish it on here. And then I used the Brilliant Wings dies. So then on this side, you would put your butterfly dies, or I mean, don't have to be butterflies, whatever, you know, whatever you're using, like that. And I would put it through my die cutting machine. I used the Stampin' Up! Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Kind of a mouthful. You can also, if you cut that strip down, you could put it through the mini machine. So then when they come out of that machine, you're going to notice that a lot of the little pieces stay in, but I want to show you what is so fabulous about this adhesive backing part. So when you peel this off, it magically, look, it pulls out those little pieces. So you don't have to spend time picking and poking and trying to get all those little pieces out. So there you go. Then you have this beautiful self stick. It's like a sticker butterfly ready to go. And a little tip for you, I found that it was getting a little bit lost. So look, if I were to just put it on here, it's pretty, but it wasn't standing out enough. So I just grabbed a punched or die cut circle and put it on top so that it would stand out a little bit. And then down here, I did some layering with a tag. And this circle behind here is from the Encircled in Beauty dies. I think that's what it's called. Can you see it here? So it's a circle. It just adds a little bit of a white behind there so that you can see that butterfly a little bit better. Now, since this is stuck on me, I think I think I will do that. So I am going to go ahead and stick it down, and then I can stamp a greeting and then finish off that card like that. So yeah, there you go. I love the adhesive sheets. I think they're fabulous. Just making those little die cuts into stickers is such a time saver. And those, again, pardon me, were my 3 cards. These will be on pattystamps.com on July 10th if you are looking for more details or for all the shopping links. I am just going to scroll right back through here. If you have questions, this is a great time to ask. Oh yeah, thank you, Marlene. She said, I love that you showcase current products. So many just do the new. Yeah, I like to show, I mean, this, so, you know, in all honesty here, this is my business. This is how I support my family. So if I am showing something to you that you cannot order, I am missing out on sales. And so since this is my business and my business is to show you products that you can buy, I like to showcase things that you can buy now. So there you go. That's how I do it. Thank you. Oh, great. Okay. I'm just seeing that you're loving these. Thank you so much. Oh, the name of the die again. Yes, it is called Flower Market. And I was showing in the catalog. Here it is on page 163. And it is new. You can see the N, but it's not part of a bundle. So it does say here that it's on page 63. And if you go to page 63, it's here, but not a lot of hoopla there. Like you could totally miss this, right? I mean, I did. So Linda, there you go. It is Flower Market die, and it's just that one piece, and it will either do the front of your card, or you can just do the panel like I did in the sample that we made together. So if you have questions, I would love for you to type them in right now. And if you don't, then I hope that you'll visit my blog tomorrow and see these cards on my blog with close-ups and all the links and all the info. And by the way, if you're new, I forgot to say this in the beginning, welcome. I have had so many new people lately, and I just wanted to say thank you for those of you who are new and joining me. I really enjoy that you come find me on Fridays for our live crafting. Thanks, Chrisanne. Yes, hidden gem. That is for sure, Nancy. Exactly. Thank you, Carolyn. Any other questions? Thanks, Carolyn. Yes, they are very doable. This is a very doable card. And the fun part for me was just cutting up a sheet of all the different patterns and flipping them over and checking out and seeing which one I wanted to use with this die. And you can just take that piece and just move it from pattern to pattern and just see what you would like. I mean, look, even just really subtle, isn't that beautiful? It doesn't have to be real colorful. I'm personally like the colorful person. I would love, see, that's my favorite. Just all the pretty, gorgeous colors, pops of color. But look how gorgeous. You can just do anything that you would like to put on there. Hi, Judy. Judy says she's in the car in Colorado. Well, I'm going to hope that you're the passenger. I'm sure you are. So any questions about the flower market die or the expressions in ink paper? I did start out this video by letting you know that expressions in ink came back in stock this week. It's so popular that it's already on low inventory. So as soon as I get done with this video, I'm going to pop the link directly to this paper into the description of this video so that if you want it, jump on there and grab some because it's on low inventory already. It's so popular. Yes, I have die cut this. Who's asking? Marlene, with colored cardstock. It's beautiful. I don't have any of those samples right here, but yes, you can do colored. I just thought that by doing white, I could really put it on top of any pattern and sort of play around and see how it looked. All right, so I don't see any other questions coming through. I will let you go. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week on Live Crafting. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.